Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the best mid-tower cases in the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our top 10 best picks, and we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a best mid-tower cases. You can find links to all of the products we've mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have NZXT H710i. This most recent iteration of NZXT Smart Chassis brings a couple of new features to help modernize your build. This ultra-clean and uncomplicated mid-tower case emphasizes convenience above all. It includes many of the same trappings as its predecessor, but costs a little bit more and has just a couple of neat changes. The NZXT H710i features a front panel USB 3.1 Type-C port and the ability to vertical mount your GPU with a separate PCIe riser. The H710i features integrated RGB lighting around the tempered glass side panel, controlled by the NZXT CAM software, and a built-in LED lighting hub that allows for easy control of RGB lighting and fan speeds as well. To keep things cool, the H710i features ventilation gutters that run the perimeter of each side of the case, aided by the four 120mm fans included with the case. Cable routing is where the H710i shines, achieved primarily through a large aluminum slat that allows you to route your cables into the integrated cable channels on the back of the case. This case keeps everything clean and clutter-free, and the Velcro straps built into the back help hold everything down. An excellent and easy alternative to the rubber gasket solution found on some of the best mid-towers. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Corsair Airflow 4000D. Corsair has made some great chassis over the years, but the look of some of them were starting to take precedence over functionality. That changed with the release of the 4000D Airflow, which shows that the two schools can be combined for a great-looking case that also offers great airflow. The ventilated front panel means the fans can run slower and quieter while offering the same level of cooling over closed-off cases. Building a system inside the 4000D Airflow is straightforward, with plenty of room where you need it most. The channel in front of it behind the motherboard tray makes routing your main cables that much easier, and there's enough space here for a variety of radiators and cooling setups. You can fit up to a 306mm radiator in the front and 208mm radiator in the roof. Although the latter can be tight against the top of the motherboard, it's still possible. You'll find easy-to-remove dust filters on the top, front, and below the PSU for easy cleaning. Popping off the front panel is simple too, which makes installing fans or a radiator that much easier. Overall, it's a reassuring return to form for Corsair. When you consider that all of this can be picked up for well under $100, it's hard to not be impressed by the overall package. It makes for a great home for anything from a simple mid-range build to a high-end powerhouse, and we've used it as the basis for our own mainstream PC gamer test rig. The number 3 position is held by Cooler Master SL600M. The Master Case SL600M has to be one of Cooler Master's most beautifully designed cases. It features anodized aluminum with a sandblasted finish and just enough attitude to make it look sleek, futuristic, and elegant all at once. We were even more impressed once we opened it up to build in it. The CMS L600M is the first case we've tested with a vertical chimney design for its cooling that just makes sense and works. Cooler Master went all in with the SL600M, completely sealing the front and moving the entire PSU shroud and housing from the bottom to the front of the case. All of that newly open space combined with generous feet allow the case to funnel the airflow directly onto the GPU. While the CPU temperatures do suffer slightly from this design, the SL600M has the lowest GPU temperatures out of every mid-tower we've tested. Mount the graphics card vertically and away from the glass with the rotatable PCI bracket, and cooling improves even further. While the case features all of the connectivity and convenience you'd expect in a high-end mid-tower, it is, unfortunately, missing an included GPU riser cable. Next at number 4 we have Cooler Master H500M. Cooler Master's H500M is the company's latest flagship mid-tower, but we'd rather it be called a full-size tower. Measuring 21.4 x 9.8 x 21.5 inches, the H500M is one of the biggest mid-towers on this list. Thanks to its large size and internal layout, it's straightforward to build in and supports a huge variety of components and custom cooling options. The H500M comes with two massive 200 RGB LED fans installed. which do a fantastic job of increasing airflow out of the box. Other modern touches include a USB 3.1 Type-C connector and tons of modularity, including the option to choose between a mesh or tempered glass front panel. Our only major issue with the case is the lack of easily removable magnetic dust filters for the front fan intake. Luckily, all of the mesh in the entire H500 line features a secondary filter layer that'll help keep dust out of your build. We mention the dust because the H500M features some serious airflow and comes prepared to keep the beefiest of gaming PC cool. The number 5 position is held by Lian-Li PC11 Dynamic. If you're strapped for vertical space, the Lian-Li PC11 Dynamic is a short and stubby alternative to some of the more long-necked PC cases we've seen. Although it doesn't come with the most precise instructions, given its proprietary lighting tech, it is one of 2 Razer-designed PC cases in existence. And of the 2, this one is the best. Featuring a tempered glass design, installing components in the PC11 is painless. Well, apart from some of the super sharp angles that might spike the odd finger, you can remove the top and both sides of the chassis for easy access into its internals. Parts of the process that used to be stressful, such as liquid cooler installations, are now stumbling blocks of a bygone era. Plus, if you're willing to shell out a bit more cash over the vanilla model, the PC11 comes in a Razer edition as well. Fully integrated with the San Franciscan company's Synapse 3 lighting software, you can even coordinate it with your other Razer-made peripherals. The number 6 position is dominated by Lian-Li Lancool Roman 2 Mesh. Lian-Li knows how to make a case right, and the Lancool Roman 2 Mesh shows just how well. This case is ready for just about any build, as it can support up to eATX motherboards and down to ITX boards. There should be plenty of room for most CPU air coolers, but if you want really powerful cooling, you can take advantage of the room for a 200 Fordham radiator at the top of the case, or even a 300 Sixtum radiator at the front. The Lancool Roman 2 Mesh is designed for high airflow with tons of ventilation at the front and 3 120mm arc fans included in the kit. You can fit even more fans up top, and there's room to mount 2 120mm fans above the power supply chamber. Swapping parts in your rig is also made easier with hinged side panels you can quickly flip out to get inside, no tools necessary. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Fantex Eclipse P300A. If you're trying to go really cheap with your computer case, Fantex has you covered. The Fantex Eclipse P300A is just $60 but offers a decently spacious mid-tower to build in. At the price, you might expect it to be fairly bare bones, but it even includes a 120mm rear exhaust fan. With a mesh front, you'll be able to get plenty of airflow into the case, or you can use the front as an outlet for air blown through a radiator as large as 200 atm. The case also features a filtered fan port on the top of the case, so you can direct airflow as needed. There's plenty of space for storage with 2 mounting points for 2.5-inch SSDs and 2 3.5-inch drive trays that slide out of the front of the case. Fantex provides a decent amount of additional value by including an SSD tray and zip ties to help with capable management. The number 8 position is held by Cooler Master H500. If you're into overclocking and want lots of airflow to keep things chilly, the Cooler Master H500 should be on your wish list. The Cooler Master H500 is all about letting you install as many 200 fans as you can. This way you can move a lot of air over the stuff that needs to be cooled on the other MOBO, GPU, etc., keeping them nice and frosty without making a lot of noise in the process. Cooler Master's 200 intake fans are nice and quiet, and there's even room for a liquid CPU cooler setup too, or a homebrew kit if you're ready for it. Next at number 9, we have NZXT H710i Flow. NZXT has taken its already great H510 mid-tower case and given it an upgrade. The new NZXT H710i Flow sticks to a very similar design but ditches some of the glass for more air intake. The H710i Flow now has a perforated top and front panel, letting more air come through. All of the air intakes on the case are also filtered, so you can worry less about dust slipping in and gunking up your system. The NZXT H710i Flow comes with 2 case fans, one in the front and one in the rear, but it has room for an extra front fan and a top fan. You'll have an easy time making a clean setup inside the H710i Flow as it features NZXT's special cable management bar, which lets you route, attach, and effectively hide your cable runs. Since your computer's interior is going to be that much easier to make pretty, the tempered glass side panel will help you show it off. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Fractal Design Define 7. When it comes to subtlety, Fractal Design has a strong offering in the Define 7. The case doesn't go all out with wild RGB fans, rather sticking to a simple but refined design. It's also built to stay quiet with sound-damped panels on the front, top, and sides. 3 panels on the case can pop off to offer easy access while building or modding your PC. And there's loads of room. It can fit up to 9 fans for extreme cooling and up to 14 hard drives and 4 SATA SSDs for ample storage. There's even plenty of port variety on the top of the case. That's all for today. We upload computer and accessories product review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.